about to do, I apologize. I didn't realize that my camera was really dirty. So if you give me a moment, I need to clean it up. Yeah, that looks better. Okay. Now I gotta get it even. Sorry about that. I was getting everything else done and forgot to look at the camera and make sure the lens was clean. Oh, maybe it's because my glasses are nasty. What a day. Oh well. Today we will be reviewing White Magic pre-rolls. I love these things. You get 8 pre-rolls in a pack for $23. And to be honest with you, I usually get these on Wednesday. I do a reorder every other Wednesday. And they're like $11 every other Wednesday. So you get 8 grams for like $11. And so that's kind of why we do it. Plus my husband's like, I kind of like being lazy. So I'm like, okay. And he's like, if I want to use my bong, I'll just, I'm like, okay. So we still get some flour nugs and that kind of thing, because I do like crushing the nugs up and putting them on my salad because they taste so good. And different flavors, and it is really good, especially if you get, more of a Italian type of blend, and then you put it in with like an Italian dressing. Oh, it's so good. You gotta try it. It is really good. But let's see what we got here. So these are all sitting in the pack in the freezer, because that's where we stick them when they don't have nitrous oxide in there, because that will help. Light her up, see what it does. So in tomorrow's order, I always come in and do something cool on Thursdays, because I do an order on Wednesdays and we get it Wednesday evening. But I'll be doing a very small order at our local dispensary this week, because I'm going to do an online order at a couple of different places. One is for the flour, one is for the concentrates, and the other one is for the edibles. And I think the concentrates and the edibles are on the same page. I believe they're on the same. I guess I should have checked it first. One thing that I will give the dispensaries on this is they usually pack these little cones really well, because I have a hard time pulling through them sometimes. So I have to kind of go through and squish them up. There we go. Much better. So when you're smoking her in the flower form, you don't get as much of the concentrate, not concentrate, the effects that you would get from concentrate. But a lot of times you get what the actual flower, the terpenes in that flower kind of taste like. They're not really, like the bubble gum. It tastes just like, the big league bubble chew stuff that we had when we were kids. It's not like that because it's not terpene terpene enhanced, but it still has those flavors in it. So you still get those flavors, you still see that coloring, all of that wonderful stuff is there. It's just they're in pre-rolls, they're shake. But then I will come back and I will show you what I get from each one of the online orders, how much I spent, if I got anything free with it, if anything goes on, and then I'll show you what I get, and then we'll come up with the total cost. We normally spend anywhere from $200 to $300 every other week at the dispensary, simply because we do the edibles to go to sleep at night. He does flour and quite a bit. I do concentrate and quite a bit of that. Also, we use, I guess I should find out if we're online. We also use a whole bunch of different things around, like the little vape pens, and I do have more of the bubblegum coming because I just can't live without it. It is so good. So, and then we have 2 6-gram cartridges coming. This is a 3-gram cartridge, which I have never seen at the dispensaries before. I think that is cool as hell. It is from Into Cloud. The one we'll be getting, the 2 we'll be getting, is more of a square, and they have 6 grams of cannabis in them. And I believe, I might be mistaken, but I believe they're right about $40, $45 for each one. So 3 grams of concentrate with the equipment, I guess you would call it, is a steal. It is a really good price. This one, the 3 grams. Now that I think about this correctly, the 3 grams are usually about $18. It's the 6 grams that are about $40, $45. I almost messed that one up. Try not to lie to you, but we have a whole bunch of other things that we're going to be doing. I'm going to do samples from other places. I want to try, Willie's drink, whatever it is. I'm not sure. I don't remember right now. But we're going to kind of bring those into the channel. We're going to see if they work. We're going to see how they taste, what they look like, and find out if they work for, us here. And that way we can give you a little bit more information. I know it is really hard when you're trying to buy cannabis online and you don't know who you're getting it from. You can read the comments and you can see all about them, but yeah, it's online. It's one of those things I'm a little leery of, but I think that it'll be a good thing. I really do. I think this is going to be a fun thing to do, and I'm hoping to kind of take us from an in dispensary place here to an online thing, purely because their testing is better than ours. I mean, that's really all I can say, is they have much better testing. So, and I absolutely approve of how they do it and what they do. So they do a great job. So I will be going back to them. We're going to do flour, we're going to do edibles, and we're going to do this, distillate, and concentrate. So that's what we're going to try this next week. I don't know how much we're going to get of each one, because I still have to stay in my budget, but that's what we're going to do. I think that would be a fun thing. Alrighty. So, for White Magic Flower, she has about a 20% THC level. She is a 50-50 hybrid. She doesn't lean either way, so she doesn't lean towards sativa or indica. She's a true hybrid. Her flavors, oh wait a minute. She's a 20% THC and a 0.3% of CBD. Now, it's strains like this that have that smaller number of CBD in it that's really helpful, especially if you get anxiety about smoking and, I don't want to say out in public, because it's not really out in public. It's more like in, camping type thing. Because there's a lot of people that aren't comfortable with that. I also when I go places, I usually take something like this with me, because I have such bad anxiety when it comes to people. I freak out way too much. So I try to do all of that when I'm doing stuff, and sometimes it works really well, and other times it doesn't. But I'm going to take you guys along with me this time. We're going to see if we can get some really good deals to where we can start medicating and we're not breaking the bank to do it. That's the whole goal here. So guys, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, the subscribe and the like and the bell and all that stuff, so that we can keep going and get some better content coming on. Also, if there's something you want to know about, hey, send me a DM or a comment on the thing, and I would be happy to sit down and find out for you if I don't know. My husband last night, I was sitting here doing my stuff. He's like, "You're just a bookworm. You're a bookworm." And I'm like, "Yeah, I am. I love reading. I love doing this. I love learning about certain things. I mean, even in my quiet off time, I'll listen to stories on my phone before I'll turn on the TV. So, because it makes it so much easier. I can have that going, and I can do chores, or I can do my cubs, or whatever, sit and draw, color, whatever it is I want to do. And that's how I like that. Okay, so her effects are euphoria, happy, relaxing, energetic, mentally stimulated. Mentally stimulating. So I find that one interesting. I'm not sure what they're trying to say there, that if, we're all dumb until we, use the magic white flower, and then, then you're going to be mentally stimulating to the people around you. I doubt that. I believe what they were trying to say here is creative. And that's the other thing. I am a stickler for words. So if you're going to use, make sure it's the right word, because it drives me nuts. So medicinally, medicinally, anxiety, chronic pain, depression, insomnia, nausea, stress, mentally stimulating, creative, clear-headed, great for daytime use, chronic fatigue, lethargy. She's going to wake you up by the bootstraps, and let's do this. So this particular strain, which I thought was really interesting, that's pretty butterfly. Oh, Ed. I'm worried about him. He doesn't look good. He doesn't look good. So one of the guys that works here had to have surgery last week, and he's just not looking good. I don't know what it is, but I'm worried. He was such a nice guy. I mean, even his skin color kind of worries me. I feel bad. It's horrible. And then you got a douchebag over there that he's supposed to be, under Ed, and he's supposed to be doing what Ed says, and he doesn't. And I just feel so bad for him. It's horrible. So, these particular strains, seeds, whatever you want to call this, were actually bred by mandala seeds using a one and race genetics from Dominican Republic of Congo. And they do say that, this is one of the only states you can actually get this in. So she doesn't have a dedicated comprehensive profile page on Allbud, but it is widely recognized in seed banks and regional dispensaries such as Arizona. So there's like a handful, maybe, of the states that actually carry this strain. And I personally would love to try this strain in a concentrate, because I think it would be amazing. Not only amazing, I think the effects would be a lot better. And it would be great. So, when I get up in the morning, I could smoke it and, piddle around and do my chores and do my stuff. And that would be awesome. I would be all for that. So, she has African landrace lineage. And that is all I know about it. I couldn't find anything else. She can have up to a 28% THC level, like here in Arizona. So yes, we have a 20, I think it's a 26% THC level without me actually pulling the barcode. But that's a very good percentage. Often chosen by patients to combat for chronic fatigue. So she would definitely get you up and moving. She has high resistance to mold and extreme heat, developing tall plants and with heavy resin production. Like in Arizona, you can't get it and I believe Florida. I believe that's the other state that I know of that has it. Both very hot states, and it holds up to that heat. A lot of times, I've done it a few times now where I've started up a plant, a seed, out in, I want to say it broke dirt in March. A couple of times I've done this. And I want to see how far I can get it into the summer to see if the heat really, really hurts the plant as much as we think it does. Well, it can grow in these temperatures where a lot of our stuff can't. It cannot. Here in Arizona, we don't have outdoor grows for the most part because we're too hot. You're too hot. We have great sun shading. We have great times with the sun. We're too hot. So strains like this, or even CBD strains are also a lot easier to grow when they're in hot climates. So, well, Tigger just jumped on the couch and the camera didn't go anywhere, so I'm thinking we did it. So, yeah, here in Arizona it is hard. Most of them have a 3-month turnaround time. When I do a grow, I don't like 3 months. I want the year. I want natural sunlighting. I want the whole 9 yards because I know that that's what's going to make that weed good. And it's going to clear those carcinogens down to next to nothing. They will never go to nothing. It will never happen. And the reason why is because anything that burns has a carcinogen. So technically speaking, the pre-roll here is also has carcinogens in it. And that's the other reason why I'm looking at doing some online stuff, to see if we can get better testing with lower percentages of of carcinogens, and see if my husband can then smoke it again. Because right now, as I smoke the concentrate, he really doesn't. And the reason why is because he coughs so much. So, yeah. The high creeps upon you with a slowly building effect, suddenly taking a hold of your body and mind with insane strength. A smash of creativity and focus that launches your mind into a heavy cerebral state. The buds have spade-shaped bright green nugs with long orange hairs and a thick coating of fine, tiny, amber-colored trichomes. So that's it. She's a great strain. She works with a lot of different things. From what I'm reading, it's an easy grow, especially for those that do a 3-month grow. 3-month grows are always easier than a year. You can also, it's not going to sound right, but you can also get a better return on your grow when it's outside and it goes through a year. You wouldn't think so, but it does. And the reason why is because it is now an exotic blend, or an exotic strain that they can, it's sun grown, it's the love and everything that's in it, and that's what people are looking at doing, the craft cannabis. I prefer craft. If I'm going to grow, I'm going to grow craft. That's how I like it. I can also tell you for a fact that plants that are no-till plants that are left in the sun to grow really thrive. And you can get a couple of pounds off of a plant that grows for that long, and that has direct sunlight, that has good food and nutrients, great water, that kind of thing. Now, one thing I will tell you is I will not use city water for my plants, ever. City water does not work. There's too much crap in it. So basically, if they're using city water to water their plants, that city water has already been treated. It can have chlorine in it. It can have whatever else in there that's in there. I think there's even some steroids, antibiotic type thing, and microplastics. And that's not what we want. So I personally prefer to get my water from a well when it comes to my cannabis. And the reason why is because now I'm using natural water, natural enzymes and everything in that water to grow my plants, and I'm not adding in any chemical residue. We don't want that chemical, because you can taste it. It is not good. Okay, so cannabis in the 1820s, we're right down to the 1820s, and we're coming to the 1900s pretty quickly. So in the 1800s, cannabis was grown widely as industrial hemp for fiber, rope, textiles with no psychoactive effects. Yes, no recreational use. You wouldn't have wanted it. You couldn't smoke it. It wouldn't have done anything. At least as far as that euphoria and stuff goes. Industrial, um, yeah, industrial cultivation, primary uses. The plant was known almost exclusively as hemp, cannabis sativa, rather than marijuana. Um, rather than marijuana. Farmers grew large crops to make rope, sail canvases, coarse fabric, and paper. Um, Global economy, nations relied on hemp fibers for marijuana, maritime rigging, and military supplies, making it critical agricultural commodity before the widespread rise of alternative textiles like cotton. Medical and cultural statuses here in the 1820s, pre-pharmacopoeia. In the 1820s, American and Europe medical systems had not yet standardized cannabis extracts. Its formal introduction into Western medicine as a recognized pharmaceutical tincture or extract, such as extron cannabis, did not happen until 1830. So we have a ways to go. So 1830 to 1840. It's in the 1830s because it was like 1839 or something. So in the 1820, sorry about that. Didn't happen until the 1830s, 40s, led by researcher William O'Shaughnessy in India. And we're just hold on to that name because we're gonna go there. So, legal landscape: there were no federal or state laws, taxes, or resolutions targeting cannabis or hemp cultivation at this time. So, in the 1820s, I keep thinking I'm like screwing myself up here. They didn't recognize it. They didn't know. They were like, okay, whatever, kind of a thing. So for thousands of years, cannabis had been used for medical properties by civilizations throughout the world, including ancient Egyptians, Chinese, India, Hindus, Assyrians, Greek, Persians, and Romans. In the 1800s, Irish physician William O'Shaughnessy observed the medical use of cannabis while living in India and introduced it to the Western medicine. By the 1850s, cannabis had made it over to the U.S. and was officially listed in the U.S. Physicians Prescribed Cannabis Preparation, which was manufactured by pharmaceutical companies that still exist today, such as Eli Lilly. So, that is another name we want to put on the back burner. And was available in U.S. pharmacies. Over the next century, cannabis would be increasingly prohibited, and in 1970, U.S. Congress passed the Controlled Substance Act, which classified cannabis as a Schedule I drug and is described as having no acceptable medical use and high-level potential for abuse. Other Schedule I drugs include heroin, LSD, ecstasy, crystal meth, and so on. The federal designation remains to this day, which creates massive barriers to cannabis research and fundraising for cannabis research of today. So, and then in 1996, California, I love this one, California passed the Compassionate Use Act, making California one of the first governments in the world to officially legalize cannabis for medical use. Why am I laughing about that? Maybe because California was the first state that tried to prohibit cannabis. So they took it away from us, and now they want to give it back. How does that work? So in 2016, California voters passed the Adult Use Medical Marijuana Act, officially legalizing cannabis and making California the largest population out for medical use. And today's polls are showing as many as 35 million Americans around the world are using cannabis in the country. That's a lot of people. Or maybe it's just in California. I don't know, maybe they're all high there. I'd have to be high to live there. So, sorry, I couldn't. I was being rude. So yeah, I find it's all of these things that kind of come and go. Just like with O'Shanahy and Eli Lilly that we're going to be coming back to. It's a circle. It all comes right back. And in all of this, you have to remember DuPont. You have to remember Big Pharma and Big Logging. Because those were the three big brothers that decided that cannabis couldn't be in the same field as cannabis, so they outlawed it. You know, which is insane. Our money is printed on hemp paper. It's actually a hemp and flaxseed paper. That's what they make for our currency. Other countries do the same thing, and they've done it forever. They used hemp sails, paper, varnishes, textiles, clothing, fuel. I mean, all of this can come out of this one plant, yet it's so bad. Why is it? And then that's my question. If anybody can tell me why it's done all of this and it's bad, you know, I'm confused. So, yeah. I think there's a lot of things that could happen. I know that people are trying to scare us and saying, oh no, we're getting rid of cannabis again. That'll never happen. And the reason why it'll never happen is because we've already opened the door. We have big cigarette tobacco companies that are making CBD cigarettes. We have alcohol companies that are making tinctures and cocktails or mocktails with cannabis. It's just too, it's you know, it's like our gas prices. We'll never ever go back down to 99 cents a gallon. I remember 79 cents a gallon. That ages me a lot. But yeah, what are we doing? This is a hell of a renewable energy. We can use it for so many things. You know, last night I was listening to Higby on the gas and how all of this is working with gas production and why the prices will not go down and all of this other stuff. And it works the same way. You can't unsee what you just saw. You can't undo what just happened. And that's what's going on. And so I want to make sure all of you guys know, don't be afraid of that. It is not something that's going to happen. I actually love the fact that Trump made it, he said it federally, it's still not completely legal, but it's acceptable, and it leaves it up to the states to monitor. Now, what we really need to do in that case is we need to make that federal entity. That way we can get the best cultivation practices for this because it's medicinal. Okay? Big Pharma can't use it. That's why they're mad. That's why they got rid of it, because they could not use it. And so where is it going to go? We still have to talk about cannabis in Russia and how that all works, simply because they were the top producers of cannabis for a very, very long time. Did anybody else see that? There's nobody else here but me and Tigger, so that was so weird. It was like somebody walked past into the bathroom or something. That was so weird. Okay. Okay. But there are so many different avenues that we can look at today with cannabis. We need to get federally guidelines. We need to make sure that, hey, We're taking the classification down to a 3. Now we need to regulate. Now we need to put proponents in place to make sure that they're making the highest quality cannabis for us to be taking in. That way we're not, giving ourselves cancer on top of cannabis. So, yep, that's my thing for today. We have a lot of other stuff that we'll be going through. Don't forget Shanahy and Eli Lilly. I swear to God, I'm the only one here today. I have no idea what that was. What was that? So strange. So, we're going to be coming back into that. We're also going to be talking about a few things when it comes to California that I've heard recently that we should look at. And I found quite comical. I will have to tell you. I don't think it's real. I think it was just made up. I really do. But it was funny. Why are you here? What was it? Who never does this? Why are you staring in there? Are we being haunted? He doesn't want to move. Whoops. Anyway, sorry. There's too much. It can't go backwards. It just can't. I wish it could. That'd be awesome if it could. But it can't. So that is it for today. Hi, you're gonna come up here and say hi? Come on. Come on. Nope. So I am going to say have a beautiful day. That bug, as always. Come on. Come on. What are you staring at? I'm not sure if I should be worried or not. Because he's just standing here staring into the garage. Go get it. No. Mad love as always, guys. Mwah. Tigger and I will see you in the next video. Bye. Oh man, we gotta go chase the ghost away.